What's up? I'm
Hey,
Obese
yo.
Prophet. This is the Prophecy Podcast. I'm here with my cousin, the co-host, Justin
What up?
Martin,
What up?
and so I want to just quickly shout out the sponsors of the show, mpcstuff.com. Obviously, talk about them now. 33 episodes in now, talking about them. Go over to their website. If you ever need anything for upgrading or replacing on any of your Akai stuff, they're the best. They got fast shipping. They give out free slaps, so you might as well hit them up. I Regret Nothing Apparel, small black Maine-owned business. Dope, social messages on their designs. Just a great, friendly group of people over there making things happen all on their own. Obviously the Smoke Break is brought to you by Fire on 4 down there at 367 4th Street in Portland, Maine's Old Port. They have gone recreational, so you don't need your card anymore. Hit them up, get your weed and shit while you're down there in the Old Port. And obviously, last but not least, Elevate Audio and Visual. Hit us up for music videos, promos, playlist placements, distribution help, whatever you need, just hit us up. Go to elevateaudioandvisual.com for more information on that. Let's jump into, I want to do a quick recap. It's kind of like a new thing, just briefly talking about last week's episode. Quickly, we had Dano 7 on last week, and I kind of marked a few places. I just kind of wanted to recap for people out there who haven't checked it out, try to get them to go and check it out over on our YouTube page, which you can go to youtube.com/obesetheprophet and subscribe over there. But yeah, let's jump into this, try this method of doing it. But yeah, these are some moments out of last week's episode I just wanted to kind of go back over, and in case you missed it, let people know what they missed. So yeah, let's get into that and see if we can make it work.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so tonight's guest, Dano 7. What's up, fam? How goes it?
Pretty good, bro.
Word.
Feeling.
Yeah, man. Glad to have you on. Just this.
Before I did music, my first passion before music was graffiti. And my older brother was in a graffiti crew that he got into while he was in RBYCF, which is a youth prison out here in Oregon. So he got out of that, and I met some of the people from his crew. And the original crew was called Dream Team, but it had an extra E on the end, and it stood for drugs rule everything around me till everything around me ends. It was like the cream, but it was like drugs instead of cash. And the symbolism of the crew was a 07, because the seventh letter of the alphabet is G for graffiti. So every member in the crew, you tag your name or whatever, and then you'd put the 07 at the end of it. So when I originally started making music in high school, I was just rapping and just posting videos on Facebook of me rapping. And I started to build a local following. And then I started getting pressed by people saying like, oh, you need to come out with a mixtape. You need to come out with a project. You need to release a real project. So when I was thinking of what I was going to, not even views, but the connections I've made with other kids and the spiritual connections that I've had with other humans through my music, like other than money, I've had multiple occasions throughout the years where I have kids reach out with a 2-page paragraph explaining how this song, I just want you to know, bro, like you helped me through hard times, you helped me through depression, I'm suicidal, but I listen to your music and it makes me feel good for a little bit. And that like makes the hair stand up off my skin, like gives me chills. That's my banger.
Yeah, so sick.
I love the video and the whole thing. Like, yeah, I made that connection before you had said that too about if you, because I listened to the fucking song probably like 100 times, and watched the video probably about 50 times, and then somewhere around the 25th, 26th time, I'm like, you know what? I know why he's at the Golden Gate Bridge. I know why.
Yeah.
I'm putting it the whole time. It took that long to realize, but I realized it. I'm like, okay, now the visual, it makes a hell of a lot more sense, and to hear the story behind how the fucking car was brand new and you didn't know if it was gonna make it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
and I
crazy.
got the car in the video too, and I just put that 07 sticker on the back window. I drew that 07, and I went down to this sticker place in my town called Sign Dude, and I was like, yo, I need a vinyl of this. And then I slapped it on there, and it all worked out, dude. It worked out good.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Uh,
Oh my god.
I don't even necessarily believe in Bigfoot, because to me it just seems like if there was actually a Bigfoot, like the way with technology is and shit, like he would have got spotted somewhere. And there's been plenty of people that have tried to fake it. They set fake tracks. They go the whole. There's more people out here trying to do the fake. There's more people out here trying to market Bigfoot and make money off of Bigfoot. Then that's really what it is out here. It's like
whatever you get. Yeah, graffiti. We want to talk about graffiti. When you said you kind of started with graffiti, right? It was that before music, right?
Yeah. I probably started doing graffiti when I was like 12, 13, or just drawing. Like before graffiti, I always loved drawing. That was like my favorite thing, was just drawing. I think I started drawing like in first grade. I started drawing like little monsters and shit, like just little stupid monsters. And then once I found graffiti, I just like loved everything about it. I was just like obsessed with it. Like when I get passionate about something, I'm just like full-fledged, just like obsessed with it. That's all I want to do. That's all I wanted to do. And I wanted to get good at it. And it's helped me so much within my music, because every mixtape cover, album cover I've made, I've designed it. Every merch design I've made, I've designed.
Yeah, so last week's episode was pretty dope. There was some cool shit in there. The Bigfoot thing, he living out there in Oregon and having that perspective was pretty cool.
Right.
To hear you don't think of it that way, I guess, when we're thinking of it. But another thing too, we'll talk about a little bit here is that show that I watch, the Bigfoot one. I'm always talking about. I think it's like Expedition Bigfoot or something like that.
Yeah.
I found out some information about one of the dudes on there, and I want to talk about that. But tonight's guest, super dope rapper with an old school feel. We got Freddy Stone with us here tonight, and yeah, I mean, let's bring him on and let's get to it.
Hey,
yo, what's good?
What's good, y'all?
What up, Freddy?
Same old shit. Just trying to fucking push hip hop forward, So yeah, basically, we kind of ran over a lot of shit there in the beginning, a little bit more than we usually do. But we jump in when we have a guest on, and we just jump into like an artist introduction as if no one here knows who you are. Just kind of jump into like how you got started, when you got started, where you're from, shit like that.
Word. My name is Freddy Stone. I'm from New Jersey, North Jersey. I'm a rapper, producer. I've been doing it since I was a youngin', but I've been putting stuff out for like 5 years type shit. I could curse, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, yo. I'm like a regular ass dude, father, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Nerd, rap extraordinaire, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So yeah, is Freddy Stone, is that your real name, or how'd you get that name?
Nah, my real name is actually Henry, and my middle name is Alfredo. So like, I just like fucking rigmarole Freddy Stone from Alfredo.
Yeah. Dope. So I mean, I like the names. It's easy to remember too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's one of those names that's catchy. It's easy to remember. So
It's like Stephen King, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so you say you make beats and shit. What were you ever like in a school like band or anything like that, or like a chorus or fucking weird shit like that, or did you just kind of jump into when you like started hearing hip hop? You're like, I'm gonna start doing it.
I never was in chorus or nothing or band or nothing, but I wish I was though. Honestly, I think about that a lot. I wish I would have did it when I was a youngin', but I always felt like I don't know. That was just I don't know, but I was always rhyming, and I started making beats just out of necessity. Honestly, like I didn't know that many folks. I'm from a tiny town, you know what I'm saying, like a suburb outside of New York City. There isn't really much going on. So at first, I just didn't really know anybody. I was just like, I got to start making my own joints. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep, I know that feeling. Yeah. So, what you got some sort of connection with Maine? What's your connection there? Do you live in Maine now? Do you just visit a lot? What's the deal with that?
I just visit a lot, yo. Like, my girlfriend's grandma lives out there, so that's how I originally started going out there. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Rap Ferreira, Milo.
Yeah, I think I'm on Instagram. Yeah, I think I got him on Instagram.
He's originally out from Yahweh, so he has a store out there, Soul Folks. They do like a beat invitational thing. So like a few years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, I got invited to it to rock a set out, and then I just met a bunch of people from there, and I've been coming up ever since.
Yep.
What do you think about the scene? That out here in Maine versus the scene, back where in Jersey or whatever.
Honestly, I fucking love Maine, yo. Like, before I came, I had no idea, like, that anything was even going on out there. You know what I'm saying? Besides Ruby Yacht, those were the only dudes that I was aware of.
Yeah.
And then when I got up there, it was like everyone was crazy. Everyone had fire. Every beat maker was just like silly. So I was just blown away, honestly. I was like, yo, everyone out here is fucking nuts, and like no one even knows about it.
Yeah. Yeah, the market, is what it is, but it has gotten way more popular, in the past.
Absolutely.
I don't know, 10 years or so, especially, I think.
Yeah, I had no idea anything was going on out here. Once I got up here, I was like, yo, everyone up here is fucking nuts.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of talent out there, and I think what happened in the past 10 years has been like a change in the culture, where before the culture was very rejective, like if you didn't fit a certain mold or profile that they thought was acceptable, like they didn't rock with you, you know what I mean?
No, totally.
And now it's like, it's the opposite of that, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's welcome. You got Monday in the Minds, people doing things and everything, like, and they just are like, it's just a whole different mantra than it used to be, which I think is good, because it helps people kind of who may be on the fence about jumping out for an open mic or doing a show or something. It just helps them take that step. You know what I mean? If you know you're going to get, like, I don't know, positive reinforcement or at least positive criticism of what you're doing rather than negative shit, it really helps people step out of the comfort zone and come and fucking do shit. And I think that helps a lot when building, especially early on, people, like, when they've never done it before, it's hard to take that first step, and some people may just never do it. You know what I'm saying? Especially if the culture was kind of like how it was back in the day. So, like, yeah, I like to see that turnaround in the scene out here in Maine, and we love hearing people from all around. I mean, your music is like a throwback, you know what I'm saying? So, like, anything that sounds like that old school boom bap style, whatever, is something I'm gonna gravitate to. And I know, like, my cousin too, it's just the same shit that I like to listen to. Not to, like, say anything against, like, some of the newer artists or anything like that, but just a preference for that sound, you know what I mean? Like, some people like that sound, some people don't, but it is what it is. Some of my favorite shit came out of that era, and I love to hear new artists continuing that trend. But yeah, so all right, good intro. So now we got, let's go. We got some
weird shit.
Let's get it.
All right. So I came across this story earlier today, actually. you guys familiar with Lockheed Martin?
No.
Yeah.
So it's a big defense company that they build planes.
Yeah, engines for fucking planes and planes.
Yeah, all types of shit for the defense of our country. And this video came out recently, and if I can share my screen, I'll fucking share it with you guys in just a second. Let me kind of set up the story, and then I'll share the video. So this video came out of this weird-looking UFO saucer-shaped aircraft being wheeled into I guess it's a top-secret military base, but I'll give you more information on that. And when asked about what this thing was from whoever was shooting the video, Jeff Babillon, who's Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works vice president and general manager, all he said was, "I can't speak about it." So, as soon as that shit comes out, people jump all over it. Like, oh, it's a fucking UFO. I'm going to let you guys be the judge of it. But let me see if I can share the screen here.
Right.
Ooh, I don't know if I did the audio, but it really doesn't matter. So here's the video.
What the fuck is that?
Exactly. We're probably gonna get a fucking ad or some shit.
Some fucking UAV shit.
Yo, word.
Yeah, so when people saw this, they're like, what the hell is that? It doesn't have any sort of propulsion system, as you can see. There's not a whole lot there. There's no like windshield. There's no windows out. It's a weird shaped. There's no wings to it. It's like I don't even know how to describe it.
Like an unmanned vehicle of some sort.
Right. So naturally, people are like, "Oh, maybe it's a fucking alien spacecraft. Where are they taking this thing?" So according to reports, the aircraft was spotted at the U.S. defense contractor's secret. So this is Lockheed Martin's secretive Helendale Radar Cross Section measurement facility in the Mojave Desert in California. This short video of the unidentified aircraft first emerged on TikTok, of course, and then the location was tracked down by internet sleuth Ruben Hoffs. The footage shows what looks to be an inverted stealth aircraft shape being transported on a flatbed trailer while a voice can be heard, "What the fuck is that?" Mr. Hoffs said the scaffolding in the background appeared to be the Helendale Radar Cross Section facility, so they've kind of used stuff in the video to kind of pinpoint where this shit was filmed. But he also noted that the shape of the aircraft was different than any typical test aircraft. This site is located near Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works headquarters in Palmdale at Plant 42. It played a key role in the development of U.S. stealth aircraft since the early 1980s, so it could be a prototype of a stealth aircraft that's not completely fully built yet.
That shit had no windows, fam. I don't know.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, this thing doesn't look like that, but it could be. Maybe not. You never know. And then on Friday, a tic-tac-shaped UFO was spotted flying and appearing to shapeshift near a U.S. Space Force base, a Skywatcher has claimed.
Oh, yeah.
This guy filmed several strange orbs and pill-like objects over the Air Force Base and then posted them to YouTube and Instagram. The aerial phenomena were said to have been repeatedly happening over Buckley Space Force Base in Aurora, Colorado. U.S. Space Force units are tasked with protecting U.S. satellites orbiting the planet.
Space
Force. First set up in December of 2019. I don't think this is related to those spacecrafts that were filmed in Colorado, but it's another UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon. And, you know, it goes on with those 140 something that are documented over the summer that don't have any explanation. But this particular spacecraft that was filmed at Lockheed Martin's facility, I mean, you guys saw it. Like, what the fuck is that? Where did they get it? Why are they transporting it to this secretive base? What are they going to do with it? And why couldn't he speak on it? Is it that top secret that he can't be like, oh yeah, that's a piece of a plane that we're building?
Yeah, man. The fucking the military runs everything, you know. So if it was for them, like they can't say shit about it. Oh, they'd just drop a fucking drone strike on them.
That wasn't like any plane I ever seen.
No.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that before.
Call of Duty shit.
Yo, literally, I'll tell y'all what, I seen a UFO twice in my life in recent times. Right outside my house, like 3 years ago. I was just walking down the stairs, and my girlfriend was going down the stairs in front of me. And then she was like, yo, what the fuck? And I ran down the stairs thinking something, like, I don't know what was happening. I just ran down the stairs. And then when we get to the front of the house, there's like, what? You know, a blimp? What's the word for a blimp? What is that called? Is there like a actual word for it?
A Zeppelin is kind of like a blimp.
There you go. It looked like a blimp on fire, but it was nighttime. It was like 10 o'clock at night.
Huh.
It looked like a big ass blimp on fire, like clear in the sky. Like we were looking at it for like 5 minutes, and we watched it. We watched it slowly, like pace across the sky like this, and then it just dipped.
Huh.
Swear to God.
And then you said it had some other shit happen another time too.
Oh yeah, I was at a fucking Wawa. There's a Wawa in my town, and we got gas, and we were getting ready to pull off, and there was just like a green something in the sky. I don't know what the fuck it was. I never seen no green star or anything like that. It wasn't like an airplane or nothing like that. Like the movement on these shits be like, that's what's getting me. You know what I'm saying? No like man-made object moves in such a manner.
Right. And I think to go back to the Tic Tac shaped thing, like clearly that spacecraft was shaped. It was, you know, an oblong kind of tic tacky shaped thing. And those are the particular crafts that people have been seeing lately. I would say in the past, you know, year or two, it's been mostly reported as like tic tac shaped crafts that, you know, don't have a discernible propulsion system. So how the fuck are they moving? And I have seen sometimes where they dip and they go into water.
Oh, fuck.
And like, how are you going to have an aircraft that goes in the water and, you know, able to maneuver? It's not something that we are familiar with as, you know, the American public at least.
Yeah, they got some crazy shit out there. We just need to figure out, you know, what the fuck it is actually, and eventually we might get there. But right now, they're still in the they don't want to tell us yet mode, you know. Yeah, man, UFOs are or UAPs, I guess. I don't know what the fuck to call them these days, but you know that shit is definitely a topic we talk about a lot on this show. In fact,
hell yeah.
Last week and the week before, I think I mentioned, if anybody has not gone and checked out the Turkey UFO incident, it's not like a turkey like Thanksgiving, but like Turkey the country, because it sounds weird when you say it, but the Turkey UFO incident on YouTube, they have a page and that's their name, you know, Turkey UFO incident. They got 5,000 subscribers. They got a bunch of videos. These videos are old. They're actually from 2008 and were uploaded to YouTube sometime around 2009 or 10. And, you know, they were talked about on a few little clips here and there. Nothing too major. But when you go and look at it, it is fucking ridiculous, some of the footage that they got of this craft that looked like a dog's fingernail fucking clipping. Well, if you're looking at like a fingernail, you know, it's kind of curved like this, but it's flat at the bottom.
Word.
It looks like a disc, but it looks like it's a weird fucking thing. And in the middle, it has like this window almost, and on some of these videos, this guy is zoomed the fuck in on this camera, and you can see people inside this thing moving around.
No,
What?
not
I'm
people.
looking this
Not
shit
people.
up right now.
No, not people, but I don't want to say
Something.
aliens, but some
Yeah, something.
people are moving. You can see faces inside this thing moving, and this guy zooms all the way in, and he zooms all the way the fuck out. You can't even see it with the naked eye. Basically, it's not that far. When you're actually there standing, I guess it's not that far, but seeing it on a screen, like from a camera, it does look like he zooms way and it's hovering out there, and it happened over a number of different days and occurrences throughout a year or two, or maybe even 2 year span. It happened a lot. So I just want to point people in that direction. If you're into fucking UFO shit and you want to spend a few hours analyzing these videos and checking them out, slow motion.
I'm looking at this shit right now, bro. This shit looks crazy.
So there's some weird shit. If you get into some of the videos, some of them are good. You got to look through them. It says, one of them says movement seen inside the turkey UFO. That is the one that, and you got to just give it to them that this is a Sony like handheld video camcorder in 2008. It was top of the line when it came out, the one he was using. So I just, if this was now and we were getting shit like with top of the line cameras, we probably would have way more detail. But there's something in that shit, and it's very hard. It's been refuted by people. There's multiple witnesses on one of the events that this guy was filming. There was fucking 40-50 people there all watching it go down. So this is one of the most interesting things I've ever found, according to any kind of UFO evidence anyways, that I have seen nobody refute. So yeah, go check out the turkey UFO incident on YouTube if you're into that fucking shit, because it will take a little bit of your time, but I think it's well worth it. And because it's definitely dope. Here's the YouTube page if you're just trying to get a quick look at it.
Yeah, like I literally just looked that shit up.
The dog nail is because I got dogs and I've seen their nails clipped plenty of times. It kind of looked like, I was like, that looks like a dog fingernail. It's like a dog. It's not a finger, I guess. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Just a nail or claw? I don't know.
Claw.
Yeah, but anyways, that was the dopest shit I've seen in a long time. Got me kind of, back interested in the UAPs or UFOs and shit again, which was dope. But yeah, I have a strange news. It's not strange. I mean, it is strange. It's more funny than strange. But I'm sure you guys may have heard of this. This Danish artist had created some conceptual artwork. He took $84,000 of museum cash and just gave them 2 blank canvases.
Oh yeah, I peeped that.
Yeah, and so like this dude name was Jens Kanen. He's 56, a contemporary artist living and working in Copenhagen, Denmark's capital. Best known for his conceptual work tackling economic inequality and related power structures. Some of his most famous works include a 2007 piece called An Average Danish Income, which featured Danish krone notes fixed to a canvas. In 2011, he created a similarly titled follow-up piece about Austria, this time using euro bills. So the Kunsten Museum of Modern Art, located in Aalborg, northern Denmark, was interested in trying to get some sort of recreation of his 2 works for their Work It Out exhibition. So they gave him all this money, right? So they sent 534,000 krone, which is $84,000 American. On top of that, he also received an artist fee of close to $4,000 too to do it. So 2 days before the exhibition opened, the museum received a package from him. He had emailed the museum in advance telling them he had provided them with new work instead of reproductions. Curious to see who the artist had created, the museum unwrapped the artwork. They discovered a piece titled "Take the Money and Run." 2 empty canvases. What about the money? Well, that's safely in Hanning's pocket. The work is that 500,000 krone are missing, Hanning told Danish public broadcasters. So the things we do for money, he pilfered 84 grand intended for artwork and sent the museum 2 empty canvas frames. Is it art or is it theft? The answer, of course, does depend on who you're asking. He defends his stunt, obviously, as conceptual work of art, and he says that the work of art is that he has taken their money. That's the work of art. That's seriously what he said. That's a quote, end quote. He came up with the "Take the Money and Run" as a protest against the compensation that the museum offered him. He claims the money he received wouldn't have been enough to recreate his previous works, and he would have had to pay almost $4,000 out of his own pocket to complete them. So $4,000 more than what they gave him, basically saying. So the artist also didn't think that his works about an average income more than a decade ago were relevant for this type of exhibition. So What do you guys think of that?
I don't know, yo. Power to him.
That's
That
what
shit
I
is
said.
art, fam.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah, I
art if
mean,
you say it's art, right?
if his other two works were literally just pasting money on a canvas and he made money off of that, like kudos for fucking getting these guys to give him money to and just send back fucking blank canvases. Good for
Yeah,
him.
I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, good for him.
Yep, definitely.
Finesse.
Now he's just like chilling. He doesn't have to do shit anymore. Just like whatever. They paid me well for that. So yeah, I'd be pissed though if I was in a museum. I don't know what they're trying to do. It doesn't really say anything more about they're trying to like pursue legal action, or I don't know. You know, maybe.
I mean, how do you sue an artist that's like that's my work of art. That's my art.
And you paid him
Yeah.
already, like.
Yeah,
Right.
paid him. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what they can do. So
Bring him to court and argue over the semantics of what is and what is not art.
That shit is art, bro.
That sounds like a fucking waste of time and money. You
blank
know?
canvases are art. It's
Right.
it's stupid as
He's
it is.
making a statement with 2 blank canvases.
Oh,
it's
I love this
this.
guy. He's great. This guy deserves some sort of fucking award. They should
Right.
bring him in for something.
They should work with Banksy.
Yeah. All right. So, moving on from strange news, let's talk about like some of your first projects, bro. Like early on, like how how'd you come up with your concepts? How was the recording process? Did you do everything yourself? Did you have help? Let's kind of talk about that.
My first album is called Insomnia for Dummies. It's not on streaming or nothing anymore. I took it off recently. I made it like right when like I was in my senior year of high school, like senior year graduating type shit. And it was just me and a bunch of homies, yo. Me and my homie 19808, he produced most of it. Recorded most of the shit at his house. He lived down the block at the time. It's like a 12 track, you know what I'm saying? Like album. I don't really I don't do stuff that sounds like that much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the joint.
What's the significance of the title? Did you stay up late?
I mean, yeah, you feel me?
At night and get this all put together?
I mean, I've always had problems with sleeping. Like, I actually got my tonsils removed when I was like 14 because they were too big and they would prevent me from sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would just wake up in the middle of the night all the time because of like almost dying and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've always just had a weird ass relationship with sleep, and that like inspired a lot of the work for the album.
Okay.
Yeah. Dope. So as far as like putting it all together, I mean, was that all done by you? Did you engineer like everything and mix it and all that good shit?
Nah, on that album I didn't do anything like that actually. Like my homies 19808 and my other homie Datamash, they all recorded it. And my homie 19808 mixed it and mastered it as well. I wasn't doing any of that stuff back then, honestly.
Yeah. Something you kind of have picked up over the years.
Yeah, I picked up along the way.
Yeah. Dope, yeah. All right, and as far as like production and shit, was that you? Were you doing production at that time too, or is that like?
I did have a few joints on there. It's mostly me and my homie 19808. Yeah. And then there was like a few random joints from a few of my other homies from my town. My homie Varsity, my homie Datamash. I think that's it. I think it was just us four. And yeah, it was just us four who handled the production on that joint.
Dope. Yeah, production is always something that I like to look at and see, where it's coming from and shit like that, because it's always good to have shop local for production. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times people buy like beats from whoever, and that's cool, but you got to have some local people on your shit.
Yeah, dog. Those are just all the homies that I like went to school with. Like I said, it's a small town, so like everyone who did music kind of just gravitate towards each other, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hell yeah. And we already kind of talked about you weren't in any bands. That's another question we usually ask. No choir, didn't play any instruments prior to that. How old were you when you first started writing, though?
Like 12, really young, yo.
Yeah.
So
All right.
thinking back when you were 12, who were your influences?
Like
What
regular
kind of
shit,
music
yo.
were you
Like
listening to?
fucking, I don't know what year I was. I don't know what year it was when I was 12, but like just the regular stuff, yo. Like Jay-Z and 50 Cent, Kanye West, just like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, the super regular mainstream stuff.
Commercial, mainstream.
Yeah,
hip-hop.
hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what's up. Yeah. So but is hip hop it for you? Like that's like the only genre that you're listening to, or is there some other shit that you listen to too?
Nah, dog, I listen to everything. Like,
Yeah.
especially when I started getting into making beats and digging the records and shit. Like,
Yeah.
I started getting into everything, even like other beat music. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Yep.
kind of just the same thing, just at a different BPM.
Oh yeah, definitely. EDM is something I like to listen
Hell
to.
yeah, yo.
All that shit and old soul stuff and jazz and shit from digging and trying to find samples back in the day. A lot of my digging came fucking 20 years ago when I first started. You know what I'm saying? That's when my brain was most like trying to find everything that I could. You know, now I kind of know. I have like a groove and I know where I get my samples. I know what I want to sample, blah, blah, blah. But I did a lot back then that was like finding all kinds of cool shit. Another big one for me was like classic rock because my parents listened to that. So I would always try to pick something out. Like I've sampled like fucking everything from Rush
Fucking
to
classical music.
classical too. Yeah, I've sampled a lot of rock though, like
Yeah.
Van Halen, Rush, Tom Petty, fucking
Tom Petty?
Yeah, I've sampled Tom Petty. Actually, I was delivering weed for Beach Boys and shit like that down in South Portland, and I was riding around and fucking.
Shout out Beach
He had
Boys.
just passed away. I think it was like 2016, 17 or something. He passed away, and they were playing nothing but Tom Petty on the radio. And that song, I forget the name right now, but it's like, it's alright if you love me, or whatever the fuck. Right? And I just slowed that down and made it like a groove. It was like, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? And then I
Word.
put his vocals in there, and I was like, when I heard it, I'm like, this is just one that would be easy as fuck to just throw some 808 in there and like let it rock. And so I did, but like a lot of times I'd get requests for that, like of the people I was, especially in like the mid 2000s, like a lot of people wanted that. Like they came up listening to that too, kind of same as me, and they're like, yo, can you sample fucking Journey, or can you sample Boston, or can you sample like all this shit? And I'm just like, yeah, I'll fucking sample anything, you know. But yeah, a lot of my sampling was rock, and then the classical, like you said, trying to find like obscure shit on fucking CD, that fucking Newbury Comics and shit like that. Trying to find like just whatever we could pull. Like, all right, this fucking Vivaldi. I remember Vivaldi was like one of the ones I was always trying to gravitate to. I don't know why.
Four Seasons.
Because a lot of the shit that he did was like melancholy and fucking
Right.
like in minor and shit like that, and I just like that. So, but yeah, so, yeah, so we got chat. I'm just looking at the chat. There's some weird shit going on, but I think it's sorting itself out. But yeah, Ramos himself said from Twitch, shout out to the dog in the background.
Hey,
He
shout out
said,
Ramos.
Rose.
Get it.
delivering the weed for Beach Boys. I know it sounds weird if you don't know what I'm talking about, but in Maine, weed is legal. And Beach
Not the
Boys
band, not the
is-
band.
is-
Shout out my guy Benny P at Beach
Yeah, shout
Boys,
out.
you dig?
Shout out Benny P. And yeah, I mean, so you know, it's a thing if you're out here in Maine and you kind of know what I'm talking about. It's not like the Beach Boys from the band from fucking California, but yeah. So we had good times out here, and sampling is a huge fucking thing I like to talk about. We've talked about it plenty of times and shit like that. But we could go on for fucking days talking about what I've sampled, what I want to still sample. I mean, there isn't much. A lot of shit that I've said, hey, I want to sample. I've just fucking done it, even if the beat ended up being trash and like nobody used it. I still fucking did it. You know, like, yeah, I did that. And one I really liked was Money by Pink Floyd. That was a hard one to sample because the drums are 1/3 and not 1/4, so you end up like kind of weird. You kind of got to play the drums live. That's how I did it. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty cool. That was one of my favorite ones to kind of do. But yeah, so what about unexplained phenomena? We got we talk about
Oh, let's
unexplained
get it.
phenomenon on here all the time. But if you had to pick like your favorite unexplained phenomenon, something that you could really talk about, whether it's aliens or ghosts or fucking Bigfoot, whatever
Werewolves,
it is.
Bigfoot.
What would your number one topic be? Like something you could talk about easily?
Damn, that's a fucking hard one. I mean, I love aliens. I love ghosts. Like, I guess ghosts. I would say ghosts. I fuck with ghosts, supernatural type shit.
Yeah. Have any experiences with that?
Fuck yeah, dog. Plenty ghost experiences.
Yeah. What's one that stands out? Like the craziest one?
Recently, like maybe a year ago, I did some acid at like midnight. Of course, all ghost stories start with the acid, right?
Well, some do.
So we tripped all throughout the night, you know what I'm saying? And then in the morning, like 7 a.m., we wanted to go outside. So the sun was rising and shit, you know what I'm saying? There's like this graveyard, a huge graveyard in my town. Mm-hmm. So we just went there, smoked some blunts, you know what I'm saying? Walk around, enjoy the nice weather. And we were just sitting there. And we're standing in front of a gravestone. It's the summertime. And a fucking like puff of smoke, like when I breathed, like when it's cold outside, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That middle of summer, bro, early in the morning. Word is born. This shit was scary as fuck.
Crazy it is.
I was like, what the fuck was that, son?
That's weird. That's weird as fuck. But there's been some experiences where, like, I mean, I don't know of any like real first-hand experiences that I could say I really have had that were like seeing a ghost or anything like that. Like, I've seen strange things happen. I think the craziest thing that ever had happen happened when I was younger. I was probably in maybe second, third grade. My mother was fucking around one night with me and my cousin. Not this one, another one. She had a Ouija board out, bro, and it was like she was just joking around trying to fucking scare us and do shit at first. But then when I noticed that, like, my mother had said something about her dead uncle, some was like, if you're here with us, give us a sign and shit. And we had like a lamp in the living room that was like a touch lamp. You could touch it, you know, it turns on different shit. And it came on, but it didn't come on like the one. It like went 3 notches to the brightest one.
That's fucking weird.
And she was like, when I noticed my mother's face change from being like she was pranking us to like, what the fuck is going on? And when she asked again, she just looked at us and was like, And she's like, if that's really you, do that again. And the fucking light turned off.
Yo.
And my fucking, she started freaking out, which made us freak out because we're just fucking kids. We were already freaked out because she was doing some crazy shit with the, you know, making it move and shit, the Ouija board, which she admitted to, but she couldn't explain the light thing, and that always kind of freaked me out. And then had stories from my grandmother about seeing people and shit like that, but I never saw anything like that. So I wish I had, you know, more firsthand experience with it, but I don't. And I try to, we've talked about this a bunch of times, you know, how there might be like a connection between aliens, ghosts, and Bigfoots and other paranormal type shit, or be like explained away by saying there's like multiple universes and shit, or like multiverses, right? Where like sometimes shit. Yeah, so dimensions. So sometimes you can see the ghost or apparition or whatever just crossing paths with us on ours just momentarily. You know what I'm saying? Or a Bigfoot could be explained the same way, or even aliens or whatever. You can probably explain a lot of different things that way. And for me, I'm just kind of like analytical when I think about shit, and I always try. And it's hard because there's not a lot of evidence that it's hard and solid, but I like to be scientific about it. So for me, I think that it's probably in our lifetime going to be proven, if not already, that multiverses, they do exist and can exist. So I'm kind of latching onto that, saying, okay, well, we know that this probably fucking exists a little more than we know these other things exist. Maybe this is the way that we can explain that eventually, if we get to that, you know, if we can figure it out. I'm not saying me personally, but I like to follow along and let the scientists do their fucking work and then read up on it, you know, shit like that. But I just think that's an easy way to explain it. It's weird. I wish that we had more physical evidence for these things, which we just don't. And I don't know if it's because it's being hidden or it's just because it doesn't actually exist. Because like I said, we're just seeing if it's just energies maybe, you know, crossing over and not actual physical stuff. And it just so happens it slightly interacts with our world. I don't know. just some way that I try to explain everything.
Yeah. Well, think about it. Like, we're limited to our senses.
Right, exactly.
And if this is outside of those, 6 senses, then 5 is, it's 5 senses. If it's outside those 5 senses, we're not going to know about it. Like, we know gravity exists, but you can't see it.
Word.
You can feel it at times.
Yeah.
Electricity is another thing. You can't see it, but we know it exists. We know how it works. But those theories had to come from somewhere. At some point, people didn't know about gravity, and people didn't know about electricity. So it was one motherfucker been like, hey, that shit's weird. I think this is going on. And, that leads into more questions and more questions and more questions. And they're able to gather more information and kind of say, okay, well, we think this is what's happening because I'm seeing this. And then, come to find out they were fucking way wrong. And then Albert Einstein comes by and he's like, hey, there's fucking gravity and shit.
Yeah.
So this multiverse thing, you could be onto something big here.
Yeah, I don't know. We just obviously need to learn more about it, and that just takes time. And then the other thing about it is the way that we treat the fucking planet and everything is like we're running out of time. Like, you might not be able to figure it out this time around, whatever it is. So I'd like to see that happen, but you never know. So yeah,
we go back to the Dark Ages.
Right, before we reach,
we're fucking living in caves
on fucking humanity, and then it goes back again.
Yeah, we're living in caves and killing each other for fucking water.
Which basically, I mean, we're still doing that. It's just like killing people for different things now. Hey, we want your oil or whatever it is, your resources. We'll just say resources. It's easier to say that way. But yeah, it's something that obviously needs to be studied and probably will take a while to figure it out. But will be interesting if we do make any headway during our fucking lifetime where they find out anything. I'd be interested to see that shit.
Well, I remain skeptical because we're still not 100% sure about climate change.
Oh, right.
Well, I wouldn't say we're not sure, but we haven't convinced the vast majority of the world that we're, changing the climate. So I wouldn't hold my breath.
How could we possibly be changing the climate, dude? How?
We're only humans. Like, what are we doing?
We're only humans. We don't, make carbon or anything. Or, we don't farm stuff or methane gas. It's just stuff you learn early on. They hit you with that really important shit in like 2nd and 3rd grade, and you're like, you really start learning about stuff with 5th grade, and then it's like you don't remember that shit. They should teach that shit towards the end of school, all that important climate shit. So you really you go out of school like, damn, I gotta get on this climate shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't learn it early and forget all about it when you got goals, and as an adult, they're teaching you fucking how to play basketball. Oh.
Well, you know that Greta Thunberg, that was she Danish or Norwegian? She's only 17 now, and she's been doing it for years. So she was probably one of those kids that was like, mortified when she first heard it in school, and was like, I can't just go on and do fucking calculus now.
Right.
I need to go do something about this, or we're all gonna be fucking dead.
Yeah, she's one of them. There's not many. There needs to be more. Younger people who are really fucking into that, banding together to fucking do something. Because it is a fucking issue among lots of issues that we have as a fucking whole society that we could probably fucking talk about for
let's not get into that.
It's another podcast.
Yeah, something all completely different. But yeah, Ghost is a good one. I like Bigfoot a lot. That's something that we talked about a lot, but I want to talk about now. So the guy who does that, I don't want to. It's called Expedition Bigfoot is the show, and it's on Travel Channel, I think. It's been out since 2019, so I think they have 2 seasons, and it was really good. It had me thinking, wow, they're getting some pretty decent stuff and blah blah blah. And I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool. So go happen to see a movie on, fucking Hulu or Tubi or something called Willow Creek, which came out in 2013. It's about Bigfoot. And hold on, I'm going to share the screen real quick here. So it's about Bigfoot, and it's kind of like, you can see right here, Wikipedia, independent found footage horror film directed by, your good friend, Bobcat Goldthwait. Okay, but the thing about it is, aside from it being directed by him, which is someone you wouldn't really think to be directing a Bigfoot movie, right? It's actually starring this guy called Bryce Johnson. Now, this guy, Bryce Johnson, who's an actor, right? He's been, let's see how much acting this guy's done. So he was in Darkness Rising, Home Sweet Home, Visions, Willow Creek. I mean, Hulk Versus. He was the voice of Bruce Banner. Look, Doctor Strange voice, directed video. Yeah, but he'd been in shit. Bring It On Again, Puzzled all the way back to 1999. Chasing Poppy. He was a bellboy. So he's been an actor. And then on television, he was on Nip Tuck, Standoff, House, Dawson's Creek, Gilmore Girls. Fucking everything, right? NCIS. This guy's a true to life actor. He's even done fucking voiceovers for Call of Duty 2 back in 2005. I mean, a bunch of different things. So I'm like, who the fuck? I was like, this guy looks so fucking familiar, right? Well, this is the guy who's leading the expedition on Expedition Bigfoot.
Yo, what the fuck? Plot twist.
Right. So yeah, you see his things over here. Here, Expedition Bigfoot. Here it is, 2019.
Oh, we're not looking at the screen. Hold on.
So this is the guy right here, and here's the crew, right? And so not one time, not even one singular time do they mention in Expedition Bigfoot that this guy, Bryce Johnson, is an actor. You know? And not to just like throw it out there like he's acting, but I feel like if the show would have addressed it to begin with, like, yes, Bryce Johnson was an actor and like he got interested in Bigfoot maybe because he did that movie about it or something, you know, anything, right? To try to lead up to like he's been in 30 TV shows. He's been in 25 movies, okay? That's a big deal to me because I think that kind of breaks the trust you might have for something like that.
Cast doubt on the credibility.
Right. So the credibility goes down. So now it's like one of these shows I was into and I'm thinking, hey, you know, this is pretty good. Now I've questioned it all and I don't even think I'm like, I'm taking everything back at this point. I feel like it's just them. They're doing acting because they're doing a good job at selling what they got going on there. And to me, I don't like it. So I just wanted to say that on here because so many times on this, especially when the season was going on and it wasn't inactive like it is now, I mentioned the fucking show and I talk about actively what was happening because I'm like, they're finding this, they found all this, and it's like now I'm looking at it as just like all the other, well, I won't say all, but most of the other fucking Bigfoot style shows you look at, it's a fucking joke. You just look at like the one with those fucking rednecks running around the Appalachian Trail and shit, like trying to find Bigfoot, and they got fucking overalls on and shit, and they're all like 300-400 pounds. You know they're not running around the mountains looking for shit.
Fucking Duck Dynasty
like,
dudes.
Them running and shit, and it's like, bro, you're running for the camera for like 3 seconds because there's no fucking way. And I'm like 260, 270, right? I wouldn't be doing that shit, half the shit that they act like they're doing. And I'm like, this is not. And they always have they're saying weird shit, and they never really find much for fucking evidence. It's just like a time passer of a show where like you put it on and next thing you know, you've watched a few episodes and they haven't found a goddamn thing. You know, it's like, well, what are they doing? It's like this show is turning into that for me. So now I need to reach out and find more of my own stuff, which, by the way, if you've looked on YouTube and all that shit, the way that YouTube does things nowadays, it's harder and harder to find actual like good videos of Bigfoots and aliens and shit like that because they clickbait type fucking videos and they put them to the top, and you've got to like search for fucking hours through the shit that they give you to find the good shit, and that's really a pain in the ass.
Back in the day, there was some crazy alien videos on YouTube, bro. There was some crazy shit.
Which is, it's ridiculous to me. I don't understand it, but it's the time we live in.
So how did you find that Turkey UFO incident shit? Because that was buried, wasn't it?
Oh, it was buried, but someone had the original videos, yes, but someone had made that, luckily. And how I found it was I kept typing in Google different things about the video. So like, I remembered it was in a country. I couldn't remember which one. And I was like, I remember it being fucking Middle East somewhere. And I just was like, okay. Next thing you know, I'm like, you know, Middle East UFO something or other. And it was like Kumbargaz, Turkey, like 2008. And I saw that fingernail, that paw nail thing. I'm like, that's the one. Clicked on that, and it brought me to this weird video that said Turkey UFO incident was the channel, and I'm like, oh shit, let me click on that, and then it was all videos about that, and I was like, yep, this is it. It only took me like a day after that show to fucking like find them
Right.
videos and shit.
But you got to know what you're looking for. Is basically what
Very
you're saying.
specific. Yeah, you can't like. You used to be able to go down like the fucking wormhole on YouTube, but
Right.
now it
It's all
just
the same
doesn't.
shit.
Yeah, and you don't find as many documentaries on YouTube. At least I know it's hard. I'm always looking for that, but I don't find them as often.
Mm-hmm.
Which is one of the real reasons I loved watching YouTube, was because they had obscure fucking documentaries about all kinds of shit. And now it's like they don't have as much of that. So I don't know. YouTube is what it is. Everybody's got the short attention spans, and they're going to like those reels or whatever that fucking the shorts is, because people just want to see 15 seconds and beyond something else or whatever.
TikTok and shit.
Yeah.
That
So
short
that's kind of where
attention
everything's
span
going.
The algorithm
yeah.
fucked us all.
Yeah. So let's see. What do we got? Top five. So just for this week, let's just fucking pick a top five. Whatever you want to fucking do. If you want to pick your top 5 artists, the top 5 producers, top 5 albums, top 5 songs, top 5 fucking horror
Album
movies,
covers. We talked about that
album
recently.
covers, whatever you want. Just pick something that you can do a top 5 for. And the top 5 is like nothing we're gonna judge on. It's just whatever your top 5 is. We want to know.
Fuck. I don't know. That's hard, bro.
It is.
Or you pick a top 5 and we'll give you our top 5 of whatever it is that you want.
Yeah. Yeah,
We haven't
that.
done that yet.
Yeah, I'll do that. I don't care.
I think we did horror movies one time. Like,
I like horror movies because I like to talk
Yeah.
horror movies too. It's October too, so.
How about just movies in general? Like, what are y'all favorite movies of all time?
Yeah.
No genre, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Anything.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
I'm thinking.
I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna say, it's got to be one of the Star Wars ones. But if I had to pick, it'd probably be Return of the Jedi, because that's really what got me into the Star Wars shit. So Return of the Jedi,
What
1983.
what installment was that? Like what number in the series?
Well, if you're going like chronologically, it was the third movie released, 1983, but
Mhm.
it's technically the 6th movie in the
Yeah.
fucking book.
In the book.
Yeah, 6th
All
chapter
right.
in the book.
So for me, I would say definitely my top 5 would be Goodfellas.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Solid.
Yeah, because I mean I used to have that on VHS, and I fucking about wore that shit out. Play it to the end, rewind it, play it again. I don't know why. Some videos I would do that, some movies I would do that with, but that was one of them.
Another one, I'm a big Jet Li fan, martial arts. So it's a movie called Hero. It was, I think it was produced by Quentin Tarantino, so that's how it got over to the States. But that's another one, like visual. It's fucking a visual masterpiece. Just the scenery and the color schemes and, everything about that movie was fucking incredible. So Hero would be another one.
Okay. I got another one. Friday, the first one.
Mm-hmm. Classic.
Such a classic. And another one that I would watch constantly. People probably thought I was fucking weird because I always had like the same movies playing in my fucking room. Like, didn't we see this 100 times? Shut the fuck up.
Let's see.
Tuck my chain in. I'm gonna tuck mine in. That was the funniest shit.
Oh, that's funny you say that. You guys know Deebo Samuel? He's a receiver for the 49ers.
Why?
He, I guess today before the game, you know how they come out before the game and they show, them walking through the fucking tunnel or whatever.
Yeah.
He had a shirt with Deebo on it, and he's named after the character. So it was, I think his name is Tommy Lister, the actor.
Yeah.
Had his face on there. So
My childhood dog is named Debo, too.
That's dope.
Deebo.
Pitbull. He had the blind eye and everything.
Deebo.
Cataract's eye.
Let's see. Number 3, I'm going to say the original Ghostbusters.
First
Okay.
one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the original on that one. So growing up, I was really big into Ghostbusters when that movie came out. Had the little fucking proton pack when I was like 6 and shit. And
Yeah,
you
I
can't
think
go
I had-
wrong with Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, Dan Aykroyd. Like
Bill
those
Murray,
guys
the
are fucking
greatest,
funny as shit.
the GOAT.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, I have to have Scarface in there.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't seen it in forever, but I used to watch it a lot. I wouldn't say as much as those other ones. That's why it's not one of the first, one of those spots. But I definitely watched it enough, and it was once I had developed like the movies I liked were like those gangster flicks. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was probably like 14, 15, 16 years old, and I was watching like Goodfellas and Scarface and shit like that. But yeah, that's definitely on the list for sure.
All right, we got 3 for both of y'all. I see.
All right. Number 4, I'm gonna have to say, I know, Beast, you might remember this one. Big Trouble in Little China.
Hey, let's get it.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah, another classic. Again, I'm into the fucking the kung fu, ancient Chinese fucking mythology and black magic and shit. So that was fucking dope.
Yeah. I like Rush Hour, the first one that came out. The second one was alright, but the first one was the funniest one. I just thought back then Chris Tucker was like one of the funniest guys like ever. He would just let out high pitched screeches and be all fucking crazy and be like, it was pretty funny. He couldn't build a career strictly on that, but he got a nice little run in with a bunch of pretty decent, like Money Talks was another one that I thought was funny. But definitely Rush Hour for me, I think would be number 4 for me.
All right, my last one's gonna have to be a Keanu Reeves movie because he's probably one of my favorites. John Wick, the first John Wick movie. So if you know anything about those John Wick movies, he puts in hours of training, and he does a lot of the stunts himself. So he's got the gun mechanics and all those technical moves, but he's also got the kung fu and the body movements too. So John Wick, I'll say, is my number 5.
Top 5. Okay, that's solid right there.
All right, my 5th one is gonna be a super classic. Can't believe you didn't mention it, but I guess you probably didn't watch it as much as me. But Belly would probably be round out my top 5. Classic, just soundtrack, classic visuals done by like the music video guy. You know what I'm saying? So like, it had the whole movie had just music video vibes, which I thought was pretty fucking dope. And the storyline was intense too. Something that you could follow and catch, but it wasn't like on repeat for like thousands of views. But I definitely watched it any chance I got, and I did own it. But I think I owned it on like DVD, and that's when I had like the DVD player in the car, and it just got fucked up and never played after like a few times of watching it. And then anytime I see it on streaming, I might watch it just randomly. Yeah. It's a good fucking flick, especially to watch now that DMX has passed away and shit.
Yo, rest in peace, DMX, yo.
Cool to see the anything with DMX in it you want to go back and watch anyway, like especially the good stuff like Romeo Must Die and
Exit Wounds,
yeah, that other one there that he did a few good, he had a good run of very well produced movies, and where he had a string where he was like playing the same part but just doing it good, like, you know what I'm saying. And then he had some other movies later on that was just like, the fuck is going on? He did some with Steve. I think he did one with Steven Seagal.
Oh, I'm trying to watch that.
And
that might have been Exit Wounds, right? Who's in Exit Wounds?
Jet Li
was it?
I think Jet Li is in that.
That was Romeo Must Die.
Let me see. Maybe it is. I don't even know.
Because Aaliyah was in that movie too.
Yeah, Exit Wounds has got Steven Seagal, Anderson, okay. Tom Arnold. Yeah.
Tom Arnold.
Yeah, Tom Arnold's in there.
Nas was terrible in Belly, though, I gotta say.
Yeah.
It's a visually like stunning movie. It is, but
yeah,
His acting was
Nas's
just
acting could have
so
been better,
subpar.
but what really I really liked, and I wish they would have had more of, or like some sort of fucking like spin-off of, and I know it would be hard, but no, I mean if they did like a prologue, but Method Man's character.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Method Man's character is fucking hilarious. He had his own vibe. He had like, oh, they could have done like a spin-off of the movie prior to what happened to him in that movie, like on his life before that and leading up to that. I thought always thought that would have been like a dope way to do like the real Belly 2. I think they did a Belly 2. It was fucking Ja Rule or somebody was.
What?
I don't even remember. Something they did the game. I think the game was in Belly.
Yeah, let me pull that up.
Yo,
Yeah,
word. I
remember
gotta
that
look
was
that up.
whack as
I
hell.
wouldn't even watch that.
Oh, it is the
It
game.
was the game.
Millionaire
And fucking
Boys
Omar
Club.
was in that shit too.
Yeah, and I
Michael
just
K.
wouldn't.
Williams.
Damn, rest in
I just
peace,
wouldn't.
Michael
I
K.
just
Williams,
would
fam.
feel
Right.
like it would be like an insult to the original. But that Method Man character in that movie he made up for the Nas being dry. You know what I'm saying? Nas's
Method
character
Man
was
is a
dry.
solid fucking actor, yo.
Yes.
Oh
he
yeah,
is.
and even back then, like man, some of the early stuff, he just really knows how to just let it fly. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really give a shit. And when he did that fucking How High and everything, like How High was like some of the best like dry humor, like stoner dry humor and shit, like
Right.
around. Like they were just going back and forth of each other, and a lot of that they was. If you watch some of the behind the scenes talk shit, they just do go in there and just be funny, like how they normally were, which I think is what, especially when you're not like a trained actor, is what helps you a lot if you're able to be yourself more. You know what I mean? It's good.
Speaking of Method Man, he's in some fucking big like TV show now.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think it's about like lawyers or something.
The fuck?
But it's like it's legit, and he's one of like the stars of the show. I'm trying to find the fucking name of it.
I watched Garden State the other day. He's in Garden State for like
Is he?
12 minutes.
Uh,
He got the good 12-minute cameo.
Clifford Smith Jr.
What the fuck is that show?
So he's in Ghost Power Book 2. Ghost.
Yeah, I don't think that's the show that I'm thinking of.
He
Maybe
was
it is.
Yeah, it's 50 Cent.
Still running, right?
Produced, yeah, since 2020 he's been on there. But you
Okay,
got
so maybe
he
that
was
is
in
one.
he was on The Wire when that was out, the show.
Yeah.
He
did
definitely had a
both.
Law and Order episode.
Yeah, he did fucking Keanu. That he had a cameo in the Keanu movie about the cat that they lost.
Oh yeah, with Key and Peele.
Yeah. What else? He was in the movie Venom in 2005. That's what you should know that one. The 2005 Venom that came out. He was in that.
Okay.
Don't Be a Menace. He had a fucking thing on that. He did a bunch of shit, but like nothing I don't think really compares to when they did How High. And
Right.
Belly and How High are like, really the best fucking shit that he did. And I wish that, I know that he's doing some good stuff on that Ghost because I've seen some clips on, because I follow him on Instagram. He posts clips a couple times where he was doing some acting shit.
Yeah.
And he also has that brand where the Cal Athletics that, he works out. He's got like shorts and shirts and all this other shit that he does too. I always liked Method Man. It was funny because you could tell when he was rapping with the lollipop in his mouth because he'd be like, you hear him in between his words, you sucking on the lollipop, trying not to let it drip out. And I always would point that out, like, yo, he's got like a lollipop in his mouth. Then you see because back in the day when we were kind of like growing up on hip, it was like we had to get a magazine. We had to get like Source magazines or Double XL, whatever fucking magazines, and look, because the internet was early on and didn't post a lot of shit like they do now, and so we just hypothesized because we saw some pictures with him with lollipops like often, and I'm thinking if he's rapping with that and having to do that, that's why we're hearing that sound, I bet. And then like you hear in an interview with Rolling Stone, and like I don't know when it was, but they talked about lollipop rapping and how he got used to doing it because he loves lollipops and candy, hard candies. He just has like a thing for them, or did. I don't know if he still does, but it was like one of his things, And so like he always would be like, yeah, sometimes he'd end up just being in the zone and just hop in the booth or hop in whatever with the lollipop, like rapping with the lollipop in your mouth or some shit. Like he does that and still kills it with the fucking verse. Fucking wild. So we got top 5 done. Movies.
Hold up, let me give y'all my
Job.
top 5. Let
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right, my top 5 is E.T., obviously. right? Like greatest movie ever.
Mm-hmm.
Good one.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I don't know when's the last time you watched it, but it's like a phenomenal fucking movie.
Right.
It's definitely got some comedy to it.
Tell him Large Marge sent you.
Yeah, it's just it's such a huge universe that like I wish I could be Pee-wee Herman. But E.T., Pee-wee's Big Adventure, fucking The Matrix, obviously. You know,
Okay.
I got There's No Spoon on my neck. I love The Matrix.
That's dope.
So that's 3. We could do Akira for number 4.
Ooh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Throw the little animated joint in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what we got? We got The Matrix, Akira, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, E.T., and then we could do like The Fly. I love The Fly.
Ooh,
That could be my number 5. Hell yeah, Jeff Goldblum, bro.
Did they remake The Fly?
I hope not.
No, I don't think so.
I was gonna say,
Unless they did, and it's a fucking made-for-TV bullshit.
I know they made.
Yeah.
I know they made The Fly 2, which was not The Fly. Not the same.
Did that still have Goldblum in it? The Fly 2?
I don't think so. No,
All right.
he was out. He was like, nah.
I think they were making it, and then they like stopped making it or some shit. Yeah, that's me though. Top 5.
The Fly was mad creepy, dude.
Yeah, it was.
Little something to everything. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Okay. What else we got? All right, so yeah. Non-musical hobbies. So when you're not making music, what's some of the things you do to kind of stay sane? You know, besides working, if you work a job, we don't want to hear about that. We know. Jobs fucking suck. But like, what are you doing? Like, do you paint? Do you fucking go? Do you play video games? You go out, like, do you skateboard? Do you fucking do anything else that's like music, not music related?
Hell yeah. I mean, can I see right here? I got mad paint shit back here. I like do painting stuff all the time.
Yep.
So I do painting and shit. I do thrifting and stuff. Me and my girlfriend run like a vintage store, so we do that.
Oh, yeah?
You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Skateboarding. I love to skateboard. Anything just creative, yo. I like to do anything. You know what I'm saying? I like anything.
Hell yeah.
Watching fucking movies.
Mm-hmm.
Just like nerding out on movies, skateboarding, going the fuck outside, doing loads of drugs, regular shit, you know what I'm saying?
Not catching COVID.
Not catching COVID, you know what I'm saying?
Drugs and COVID.
Talking to homeless people, all that good stuff.
So, how long have you been like painting and stuff? Was that something that came along before you started making music? Same time, after?
It's actually pretty recent, like more COVID time, honestly. I've always like drawn stuff, and I've always messed with the computer, like graphic design and shit. But I never actually like really messed with the physical medium of painting till COVID, honestly. So that's some new shit for me.
That's cool.
So,
I did a few paintings here and there. I can't draw for shit, but painting is cool. I feel like the action of it, like doing it is cool, but like
It's therapeutic, fam.
right. But then sometimes like the outputs that come out is like, I don't know if I like it, you know, but
I try not to think about it like that, yo. I just be like, fuck it.
hey, well, remember, it's still art, and somebody will
Yeah,
appreciate
fuck
it.
yeah.
Somebody will appreciate
it.
Right?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot since I saw that article, and I'm like, I should just start doing that. Just buy the canvas and slap some white paint on it.
Bro, that
slap
shit's
some
all
black
art. Like,
paint on it.
like
Sell
motherfuckers
it.
to do like a dot on a canvas, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Or like fucking Rothko, 2 fucking colors, like
Yeah.
And then you can get asked about it, and you're like, well, it's a metaphor for the world,
for heaven and hell,
right?
for the good and evil.
Yeah, it's a metaphor for the dichotomy of the sun versus the evil plans of the earth. And be like, what the fuck are you even talking about?
It's the black hole that sucks me in.
It's very small. Look at it.
It's far away now, but wait till my next joint comes out.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna throw some fucking blank canvases up on the merch shit and try to see if I can get something going.
Hell yeah, 5 bands off top.
So, let's talk about your music now that we've kind of, gone around, ring around the rosy about it. I'm gonna bring up your YouTube page, which is what I'm working on right now, and we're just gonna play some of the recent songs. We'll have you just like set up the song for us and give us a little
Word.
background on it. Um, the first song, actually, let me share the screen first here. First song I want to play is that Slingshot Swami song. So let me get that over here. And so what's up with this song? Where are you at when you film this video, by the way?
This is in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bring this back over here.
Just random spots in Brooklyn.
And so directed by, who is this? Revenant? Is that?
Yeah, it's my homie
Revenant?
He does videos for everybody, yo. Look him up. He literally has videos with everyone.
I'm gonna open up his tab. I see that. Give a quick little subscribe there. I see West Side Gun.
Yeah, he did Julia Lang video. Like, he's done videos for everyone, bro.
See, yeah,
that's my man.
I see that. Al Davino. That's dope. All right, so let's play this. I'm gonna get rid of this background music. This is Slingshot Swami, produced by Chuck. Strangers by Freddy Stone. If go over to his YouTube and give him a subscribe and check out this dope music. So let's play this.
Like, when you're reading it off the paper, your mind is like trying to place it where it's supposed to be before you even say it. Hey, yeah. Fred man smoke a blunt with his moms. Oh my gosh, make you question who's saying like Saddam. Drop a bomb, Jeff Hugh doesn't melt steel beans at all. Better off writing words on the wall. It's how I talk to God. Instead of shooting shots in the dark, I shoot shots in the park. My hand-eye coordination mad sharp, dog. I got arms like I play lacrosse and shit. Got my watermark all on it. I can't call it long nights or longer mornings. Fish out the boat like a longshoreman, doggy, you lookin' washy. I don't think it's written in the stars for I'm sorry. Shot the homie Wash, he pulled up in a big body. Slingshot Swami, cherry pie, red rocket, blunt hit me like it knew my middle name. Had to switch the brain wave, I just exit main stage. Dancing on a blaze like Yoshimitsube. Dancing in the acid rain, melting off her face, dog. But your regard while you rummaging in a discount store. Out to see you just down by the shore. Drinking penny royalty on some shitty decor. Like I'ma bet it on me or I'm betting it all. Hey.
So yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I know. It's just like the simplicity behind the the production is like it's all it needs to be.
Just a loop, bro. That's all you need sometimes.
It's all it needs to be for what's being said.
Just gives you mad space up top, you know what I'm saying? To talk your shit.
Yeah, exactly. There's not too much going on, so like what you're saying is actually being heard. Yeah. That's how I like that. It's a good perspective to put on shit too, and the visuals go right along with it. You know what I'm saying? Gives it that old school feel, fucking just chilling, fucking you know.
I like how it was in black and white too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Simple.
The visuals was like definitely like that old school feel. But yeah, let's
what's that Larry Bird one that popped up?
Yeah.
These are both off my last album. God Isn't Biased.
For some reason the YouTube thing closed and got right out of it when I went to get out of there. But yeah, let me bring it back up.
Revenant did this video as well.
All right, let me share it again here. Hopefully Restream cooperates here. All right, so yeah, this one, Larry Bird, directed by Revenant again.
Oh shit! Oh my fucking god! I just saw a body walk behind me. I didn't expect that shit.
It's a ghost.
It's a ghost. All right, so you want to set this one up too? This Larry Bird one. Where you at when you shot this one?
This is in Manhattan. Again, I just met up with Revenant. We just walked around, just smoked cigarettes, and just got some random shit, honestly.
Dope. All right. So Larry Bird. Any reason behind the name? Or are we gonna find out when you're rapping?
the reason why I named it Larry Bird is my homie 19808 came over with some weed called Larry Bird,
Yeah.
and then you know what I'm saying, the rest is history.
Gelato
Wrote the song.
33, right? Gelato 33, that Larry Bird.
Yeah, the first
All right.
line is I hit the Larry Bird. I'm about to go to work, so the weed was touching me. Mustard on the shirt, still 1,000 words, word to the universe. I hit the Larry Bird, I'm about to go to work. Mustard on a shirt, still spill 1,000 words. Word to the universe, need some acres, not a Louis bag. But why you mad? Why you did them like I did the dash? Think I found a treasure chest inside the bag. Cloudy with a chance to splash on the weatherman. A Nas Fred man, live from the dead zone. I kick it with a red bone, Donald Glover, bro. Hit me on a cell phone if you talk or smoke. Told me she was home alone like Macaulay Culkin. Oh my gosh, bro. Yeah. Those are the shoes to fire, I hope we brought some bigger feet. Speaking Spanish in my sleep to folks I'll never meet. Gotta hoover down the league cause it's a steady stream in between the sheets. But my last name ain't Isley G's. Fold a leather wallet, match the leather wallabies. OG a wannabe, kamikaze the team. I'm who he really wanna be, should be following me. I got him jumping out the sea like a Model T. Bought a stuff a stack in a mattress cause I'm immaculate. Probably fuck a yak on an actress, I'm a bad bitch. 6:30, drove past the exit shit. Half sif, though from apples, turned it out. Where'd you get that?
Yeah, another one
Yo.
with the fucking soul sample fucking loop in there.
Shout the homie E1 on the beat, yo.
Yeah, I recognize that sample. I think Dilla used that once.
That sample? Yeah, I like
think,
that.
yeah, he used that same sample.
I liked that shit.
Yeah, that was fucking dope.
That's my homie E1 on the beat, yo. I actually met him out in Maine too for the first time.
Yep, that's what's up. Yeah, I like that. Still the same, keeping with the same vibe. Like I went through like earlier today and was looking at this and checking it out. But yeah, I mean, I like that vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we said plenty of fucking times. That's just like the shit we kind of grew up with. So hell yeah. Now we're gonna talk about new stuff that you're about to drop, or if you just dropped something, you could let us know about that. But if you got something that's coming out, you will kind of want to promote or whatever. Now would be the time to mention that.
Yeah, hold up. I'll be right back. Oh, shit. I'm back. Those last two joints were off this album right here. God Isn't Biased.
All right.
Oh shit, is that a cassette tape?
Yes, sir. It's beautiful too. It's beautiful too.
Hell yeah.
So
Is it purple?
It's actually smoky clear gray. I wanted them to be red, but they ran out of that color. Those last two joints are off that album. There's 10 songs on here. There's mad dudes on here. My homie Riley Lamar got a beat on there, up from Maine too.
Yep.
E1, Chuck Strangers. I got a beat on there. I got my homie Pootie on there, Kool-Aid D, my other homie Darko the Super. It's like my most grown-up album yet. So y'all go peep that. GodIsn'tBiased.com.
Yep. Doing it right now.
And where can they pick up that cassette? Do you have some for sale? Like you got merch for sale somewhere?
Yeah, yo, GodIsn'tBiased.com, or just follow me, Twitter, Instagram, DM me. I'll send you one.
Bring up the website if you can. Share it on the screen.
Oh fuck. How do I do this? I'm sorry.
Oh no. Justin, you're gonna do it.
Yeah, is it on Bandcamp?
Yeah, go to notfreddystone.bandcamp.
Okay. Cause I did it. I did the godisn'tbiased.com and that's what came up.
Oh, it didn't. Oh fuck! I probably have to pay my website because I'm broke as fuck. Don't judge.
Okay.
Been down that road.
Oh no, it comes up on my phone. It should come up. What the hell?
All right, hold on. Maybe I typed it in wrong.
You can't spell.
I put an ed on the end. Isn't biased. All right, let me.
Oh
throw
yeah,
this
it's
up real
misspelled
quick.
as fuck purposely. Just looks cooler. Oh yeah, it's good money. What?
Let's see it.
There it is. Cassette tape in all its glory.
Yes sir, yes sir. It's a pretty one too.
Oh, you got the
Yeah.
videos on
You
here.
know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Last videos on there. This album stream and the cassette tapes.
Word.
Hey, my man Ramos back in here.
Ramos knows what's up. Get that cassette going over there. Need that shit. Is that like limited run? Like you only made a certain amount of those
Yeah,
and
there's
that's it?
only 50 made. I only have like probably 6 left.
Ah, man, you got to get on that.
Damn.
Yeah, yo, we toured it and like I sold out most of them. There's only a few left.
That's what's up, man. You got to get that. Cassette tapes are dope, man. And then you're going to have to go to like a thrift shop and get yourself a fucking cassette,
Word.
CD cassette boombox and throw that shit in there.
Like Radio Raheem.
Yeah, exactly.
Carry it on your shoulder.
But yeah, go check that out. godisn'tbiased.com. And yeah, definitely support you know, everybody's music, especially when you said you had some main producers on there, which is dope. It's always great to, like you said early on, network around, come up and see a scene and network in and out of it is one of the best ways to kind of push your music around. And it's like really easy, you know? You just get up there and do something, and next thing you know, you're making connections, which is how you do it.
Yeah, man, literally.
Yep. Um. So, let's see here. What do we got? Oh, how about? Well, this will be an easy one. Usually is, but how about new rap versus old rap? Now, when we're talking new rap versus old rap, I mean, we've come to the understanding since we've been doing this here for so long that there will be um, people, or there'll be artists from like every decade or every time frame of hip hop that you're not gonna like. Like
Right.
you could go to the '90s and say I don't like this person, this person, this person. They're not that great. I'm not gonna really listen to them that much. You could do that for the 2000s, 2010s, whatever. But then you've got people who, you know, I feel like are just like not good for the culture. You just do things that are like you're like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And that I can't really stand behind. Like a lot of times people be like talking about like glorifying not like hallucinogenics and weed and shit, but like going out there and talking about doing lean and doing all this other shit and like making that like their whole thing. Like it's one thing to like mention it in a song passing whatever, but when all the songs are that, it's like I can't get behind that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I don't know. That's just me. But what are your thoughts on new versus old rap as far as like what has happened kind of to the culture in good and bad ways? Because I think one of the good ways is as a culture is more accepting of more different, lifestyles and everything else that goes along with it. I think has come a long ways. But with that, I think a lot more things have been like let out of the bag, like it's a product of the environment. Also, like we have to mention that because in the '90s it was like rappers were like drug dealers, right? Like, and then it kind of switched to like rappers were like drug users,
Mm-hmm.
and going from being dealers to users, you know what I'm saying, makes the music different and everything like that. So, but it is kind of like what's happened is now the younger generation is coming out and they're like more depressed and they're like on fucking antidepressants and on all these medications to try to help them feel better. And before, people in rap weren't really on that. Like it wasn't like a thing. And so you just gotta I've grown more understanding of the situation as we discussed it. But I still can't really get behind it if that's like your whole persona and your whole thing is to just be like promoting fucking drug use and all this other shit, where you should be kind of like, yeah, it's one thing to talk about it and try to get better from it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then like one thing that I always talk about on here and want to know everybody's perspective is uh rapping over your vocals, right? it's a no or is it cool? Like, what do you think?
It's a no for me personally.
Yeah,
I can't do it. Like I
yeah,
can't. And when I
yeah.
hear someone do it, it's usually not good.
Hmm.
But it's just a preference, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I'm sure there's scenarios where it does make sense and does fit, but just not for me
Yes.
personally.
Right. So, like, yeah, for smaller venues and shit, you shouldn't really be doing it. Even for larger venues, I think you could get away with, just having like a little bit of ad libs maybe on the hook or something like that. Or if you have like weird shit where you've got a little bit of effects on like a certain part in the verse,
Word.
things like that. But like when you come out and you're just rapping over your Spotify playlist, you know what I'm saying? I can't really get behind that because, like we've talked about on here before, when you do a show for somebody that's paid to be there, you want it to be like unique for the people who are there when they could just listen to your fucking Spotify or your Bandcamp at home, right?
Yeah, you
So
don't
like
get the whole experience type shit.
so like I definitely think that that's a big part of it. And another thing I like to ask and talk about too is something I think sometimes has been in recent years anyway, kind of like thrown off to the side and not really an important part of hip hop like it used to be, but uh, having a hype man, you know, having someone come up and fucking just knows all your songs and just hypes you the whole fucking time, like a Flavor Flav or who's Busta
Spliff
Rhymes
Star.
guy,
Spliff
Spliff Star.
Star.
Like someone who's just your ride or die. Like having somebody that's like, I feel like almost having a hype man or hype person kind of backing you is like a pillar of hip hop in a way, like graffiti is, and like break dancing and DJing and everything. I feel like that hype man was someone who's been left out. You saw a lot in through the late '80s and '90s hip hop and stuff. You would see that a lot when you see live shows, and then it kind of just started going like you didn't really see it as much and as often. That's just something I like to see. When I go out to see a show and I see somebody bring a fucking hype man out, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like this is gonna be real because usually the hype man is knowing all the places the person is trying to take their breaths out and they're like hitting all the right spots. Granted, I've seen some where they could work on their performance a little bit, but I feel like the effort to get out there and say, look, I'm gonna have a hype man just get out there with me. I just feel like that brings a little bit more of a show than just watching that one person, because especially when you do a lot of small venues and shit, you know what I'm saying? Hype man just makes that small venue feel fucking so much bigger. So that's a couple of things I like to talk about. I've seen everybody perform, from fucking having vocals to not having vocals, having hype man, not having hype man. I don't care either way. But for me to have a good show and to feel like I've got my $10 worth, my $20 worth, or whatever, I would prefer to have the artist, not rap on their vocals and to have a hype man fucking bring the energy. That's just my opinion. But yeah, the the other thing would be, there's obviously dope fucking rappers from that we could call new rappers like Kendrick and J. Cole and everybody. Like, we know that, but then there's other ones that are like Lil Pump, for instance. Like, I don't see the content there matching like anything. And as you see recently, I mean, he had whatever he had back a few fucking years ago, but right now, what's happening? What is there? Nothing. I don't hear crickets. That's all I hear. So like, it kind of irons itself out. You know what I'm saying? Good artists have that longevity. You saw Nas just dropped a fucking album, right? It's dope. I saw Lloyd Banks put out a dope fucking album a few months back. He's still touring off that. So like, these artists, the older artists, can still come back and do shit because some of the newer artists, there's so much space in there for dope MCs to get up and work their way up to the top. It doesn't matter if you're fucking 50 years old or whatever the fucking case may be. If you're putting out dope music and you have a purpose behind shit, then you're gonna have a place in hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not, eventually shit will iron out. You have to make good content, or you just become irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? That's just all.
I love new rap too, though, man. Like, I love
Yeah.
new rap too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like a lot of us with the whole hip hop thing, like a lot of us are super hardcore. Like, nah, bro, fuck new school. Like, only fucking. But like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like it's almost the best it's ever been right now, dog. Honestly, like, I feel like we're always so stuck up on fucking like, the greats and shit, like fucking Biggie and Tupac, and they're great. Obviously, they're the greats for a reason. But like,
yeah.
It's progressed so much further along and shit, you know what I mean? Like, we're just doing different things. I think that's what it is a lot too. Like, it's almost like a language barrier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the older cats, they can't understand what the fuck people are saying a lot of the time. But it's not because they're like, what they're saying is wrong. It's just that we just don't like, we don't
vibe with
resonate.
it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
like, once you like, it's like someone who doesn't have a good taste palette. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not used to eating mad fucking not chicken fingers and all sorts of hamburgers and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Some fucking frog legs might taste crazy to you, but that don't mean that it's like a bad fucking dish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I do get into that debate a lot with people, like Young Thug and shit. Like, Young Thug is the best ever. I don't understand how people don't fuck with Young Thug. You could like annotate his shit. It's like classical music, bro.
Yeah, so like Young Thug cool, Future cool, you know, Drake, all these guys dope, dude. And I will not disagree. What I will say is the genre of hip hop has just expanded and become more of like, before it was very tunnel vision. It was like hip hop was this, you know.
Right.
And now hip hop is it's a pop genre. You know, so like it's popular. So therefore it's a pop genre. And within that genre there's thousands of fucking like other genres.
Subgenres and shit.
Yeah, exactly. And so like and with the culture becoming more accepting, more things are being, you know, allowed and being cool, and it's all great. And it's what helped kind of propel it into the pop status that it is right now, you know. So I'm not out here saying I don't like new rap, because I do. I got playlists all day with new shit in it. And what I am saying is, like with other generations or eras of hip hop, there's gonna be fucking artists that people don't like. You know? So like you could go back and say from the 80s there's people you didn't like, from the 90s and the 2000s, like I said before. And it doesn't really matter, because as long as people keep creating all this music shit, it's just gonna keep evolving anyway. So like to try to put it in a box is fucking stupid, you know, because it won't ever stay in a box. It's constantly, it's fluid, you know, it always is changing. But what you can do is just incorporate things from the different eras of hip hop and try to kind of take pieces from everything, and not just think about it like we were talking about earlier, things you sample, like sampling outside of the norms for the hip hop genre, like sampling outside of jazz and soul and whatever, like sampling rock, sampling EDM like A-Rap does and shit like that. Like that's the kind of shit that you like to see people do. It's creative and it's new, and that's what kind of breeds the new sounds and helps people be more creative and break that fucking monotony.
Absolutely, you know? I agree with you 100,000%.
Yeah. So I'm not out here trying to say like fuck new rap. I like old school. I like all of it. But I am trying to say though is nowadays, with all the issues that we do have, it would be nice if sometimes people would try to address those social issues in a positive way, rather than just portraying it in a different light. That's all. That's all.
I hear you.
People have their different preferences. Clearly, you know, old heads like us, we grew up with, you know, 90s rap, and that's the shit we're into. Mm-hmm. So, you know, growing up listening to Mos Def and Talib Kweli and Pac, and, you know, people that were speaking to what was happening in the world is going to resonate more with me versus, you know, somebody just going out to, you know, to have a party joint, you know, and just fucking getting wild. Like that's not going to speak to me. And if that's the way that hip hop is veering, then maybe that's not the stuff I'm going to be listening to. But that's what's hot right now. You know what I mean?
I think another thing too is just like, it's not like having that preference. You know what I'm saying? Like I listen to, like we said before, like all the genres of music I'll listen to. Besides country, I really won't fuck with country. Mm-hmm. But I do listen to all kinds of shit. I'm open to it, and it's gotta keep evolving. You know what I'm saying? That's all. And if people don't listen, then that's their choice. It doesn't really matter
right.
what you're listening to. That's not going to be end all be all. However, so eventually, you know, hip hop as we know it may be completely different, unrecognizable,
Well, even think like when we were growing up, our parents were listening to shit
Yeah.
20 years, from the 70s. Like,
Yeah,
and we
same shit,
grew
they
up
would
on
just
that
listen
stuff.
to it, yeah.
And that's what influenced us to do the shit we're doing now.
Right.
So, in effect, if you think about it, like raising our kids now and we're listening to 90s rap, that shit's going to influence them. So when they get older in about 15, 20 years, that shit's going to come back, but it's going to be different.
Right.
It's going to influence them so that they're changing whatever it is happening at the time. They're going to be influenced by 90s rap and kind of veer a different direction. And, hip hop's going to change again. It's constantly changing. And it's not that it's good or bad. It's what's popping, what are you into, and make decisions on that. And sometimes you'll be surprised, some of like the new shit that's coming out is like, I really like that, and that's like a total departure from what I'm normally listening to. But this fucking guy can rap, this guy's got fucking fire beats, or there's just something about this person that I'm vibing with, kind of thing. So it really could come from anywhere, and it's really about just being open and listening to stuff. And like,
definitely.
I've heard of a couple people that we've had on the podcast, but there's been people that came on like super dope. I've never heard of these guys before, and I'm gonna check out their music now, and I'm gonna be I'm gonna be giving them streams. I'm gonna be pumping their music. I'm gonna be telling people about it.
Yep.
So you never know where it's gonna come from.
Yeah, you have to be open-minded to things. At least give it a shot. That's for sure. Because you never know, like you said, what you're gonna hear that you might be like, oh yeah, I like that. Like, there's this dude Murray who just kind of came out. It's like a singer guy, right? He's dope. He got a bunch of shit. A song called Quicksand that I fucking love, and another one like a hood anthem type shit. And like you can tell when you listen to his music, he just goes fucking absolutely hard on absolutely everything he does. He doesn't hold back. He puts it all out there. And the videos that I saw too, he's just having a great time. You know what I'm saying? And it all kind of just has a vibe to it. And I'm like, normally that type of music, I would never think I would listen to it. But that Quicksand song on my way home from Massachusetts one time this summer, I fucking listened to it for fucking like 4 hours straight, like on repeat. Just that song with the fucking windows down, sunroof back in the truck, just driving with that fucking just as loud as it would fucking go. I'm like, I was into it. It was like a guitar lick, 808 kick drum. It was just like, I was like, this shit is smooth. It reminded me of like, it was nostalgic. You know what I'm saying? For some reason,
that energy, like the energy that you feel.
That one thing and that guitar riff and how it all came together. I was like, yeah, I gotta hear this. And yeah, it's just sometimes you'll hear shit and it just comes out of left field. And you're like, all right, so I like that dude. Right? You got a fucking follow for me, and I hear when he drops new shit, which is dope.
Right.
But yeah. All right, so right now, if you could pick one song or project that best describes you. So if like someone walked up and was like, give me your best fucking song or project, I'll give you $1 million record deal right now. Whether or not you take record deals, I know some people are like, fuck record deals. But if you're about to get $1 million and someone's like, play me your best shit, what would it be?
God isn't biased, yo, all day.
Okay.
Like
so
I've been doing stuff for a while, like dropping albums and stuff, dropping projects and shit, but this is like my most album-y album, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like the most put together. It lets you know the most about me, you know what I'm saying? Like it lets you feel like you're part of it, you know what I'm saying? Versus just like listening to some random fucking dude talk about stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Painting a picture. That's what I always like to say with your music, you know what I'm saying? Jay-Z was fucking dope at that back in the day. When Jay-Z rap, you know what I'm saying? Especially on like Reasonable Doubt, Volume 1, 2. You could kind of close your eyes and picture yourself there for a second. You know, some of the things he said and like painting that picture and putting you in a place or something, putting you in a certain time or era, you know? He was really good at that. Still is, I guess, if you think about it. Yeah, I think it's important to paint that picture for people and tell a story, whether or not you're actually even telling a story, like with your words, you know what I'm saying? just your music in general can tell a fucking story.
It's the energy of it, yo. Like how do you feel when you hear it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How does your body react to it?
Exactly. If you're one of those people that gets goosebumps when they hear music, some people do, some people don't. But I'm one of those people, like, sometimes the music, I'll just hear something, and even, I mean, you can't control it. I'll just hear something I've heard before, or a song I made. I'm like, oh, or a song I just really like. There's some Tupac songs that will do that to me. You know, like the Broken Wings song, like "Take My Broken Wings." That fucking song where he's riding up the, smoking on my ports, and it's back to coasting. Like, you can picture what he's saying. Like, I'm talking about, he's riding up the Pacific Coast Highway, smoking Newports. He just left the fucking house. Like, you just have this vision in your head. It's shit like that I vibe with. I'm not saying to single out Tupac. There's plenty of other songs that will do that, but that's just one I can think of off top. Yeah, man, making music and being able to create like that is not therapeutic for the artist when you're doing it, but if you can if just one fucking person hears your shit and they vibe with it, then you're doing your job. But for me, it's not really ever been about, like, how many people are like vibing with my shit or gonna come to the shows, or I really do it a lot for just myself. Like, it was beats mainly, and then it was like some rapping, and then like I get tired of rapping and now I'll just do beats. But no matter what, it's always being creative with music, whether I'm making the beats or I'm even engineering someone else and I'm not doing anything musically but just pushing buttons. Like, even that aspect of it, like, I enjoy that too. Any way to kind of be creative, I guess, is like therapy in a way. But yeah, it can only take you so far as therapy. Like, there's no substitute for real therapy, I guess. But it's definitely therapeutic in the same way that if you get out into nature and you go for like a fucking hike or something, you know what I'm saying? Or, you get that same feeling when you do music, or when you're, I don't know, just creating in general, I guess. But yeah, if there's we already talked about upcoming stuff and everything like that, and I want to play a couple more songs from the YouTube. So let me see what we got here. I think Past the Peas was the next one on there. Yeah, that's it. All right, let me share this over here again. All right, so we got Past the Peas.
Word.
You want to set this one up a little bit?
This is not really a music video. It's like a live performance type shit. It's like live from the crib. This is just me chilling at my fucking dining room table, just, you know what I'm saying? Basically just rehearsing. And we decided to film it.
Dope.
Ass and pussy. Water gets stuff like taxidermy. Put you on stage, now you wanna play. Minute man, skin tight fade. Feeling like Dwayne peeling in the Hyundai. I melt a base face, Olay, Ovaltine. With 2 creams in a mug, please. OD'd in the backseat on Route 17. Woe is me, so please pass the peas. Like, either way I'm gon' eat G's. 3 square meals, 7 days a week. Yeah. Crab man in the flesh, yo. Ray man on a beat, yo. Hey, yo, busting in through the kitchen door, down on the floor. Ain't seen as much dope since like 1984. Oh no, let him go, I tell him all how you feel. Need $100 bill like a hole in the head. Or like 100,000, I can sleep when I'm dead. When he talking out his neck, son, look like a Pez. I don't know no better than so I speak like a sailor. Moon baby crash land in a goddamn, the shit flew by fast. Son, learn how to fly, I'm about to call me a cab. Mad Christmas cat, cause I'm somebody's dad. Need mad restitution cause the company bad. Excuse me, mister, could you step on the gas? Quick, fast, I'll be there for the dip on the dash. I'm on that ass now. It's Freddy Stone Cold Cash Cow. Bro, how you throwing stones in the glass house? I don't know, man.
Yeah, man. Hold on, he's muted. All right. Unmuted. Yeah, man, it's all along the same vibe, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love. Is that a machine? What is that? What is that? Ableton or
Yeah, I
fucking?
was able to push in that
Yeah,
last video.
yeah, yeah. That's cool, man. To use the Ableton like that, it's a pretty dope little machine, little setup. Um, Especially, I mean, it's so versatile. You can use it when you're in the studio, then you can take it and use it live. Fucking love that
Word.
shit.
I was taking it like on tour for a while, but I'm rocking with the SP now. You can see it
Yeah,
back there.
yeah, yeah. Those are dope too. Obviously, fucking super classic.
Just
Fucking
DJ for yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
fucking real simple.
Yep. Keep it fucking easy. Yeah, man. The whole vibe is dope. I think we got time to even just probably fucking play one more. Um, but yeah, you got any like shows coming up anytime soon, or what you got going on for that?
I don't have nothing much going on really. I literally just got off tour, touring the album. I went to Maine twice, bro. I was up there.
Yeah.
We went to North Carolina, Philly, Brooklyn, New Jersey, DC. So I'm kind of chilling right now on shows for a little bit. I mean, I'm doing some like little private joint at
Yeah.
the end of the week, but nothing crazy.
Word. All right. So this next one, working on the weekend, got almost 5K views. What's up with this one? Anything particularly you think is just push this one harder or what?
I have no fucking idea, dog. That shit just like spiked one day. I don't know what happened.
All right. Well,
These last two, working on the weekend and Past the Peas, those are off the EP before God Isn't Biased, called Yellow EP.
yeah. Let me see. Share this again. I don't know why YouTube keeps closing out on me, but it does for some reason. But yeah, so this is it right here. Yeah, and you can see you can get that yellow EP at your Bandcamp, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. So head over there if you're feeling this music, and yeah, let's just jump into it. Working on the weekend.
It's Fred, man. Yeah. Oh fuck, why you smoke that whole shit? About to flip your damn wig. Looking like the village idiot, spitting up on the kicks again. Filling them out of Michigan. Wizard like with the penmanship. Clementine in my lemon soup. Might as well set him up so we can give him the stuff. Like what do I give a fuck? His ass be fried for a month. Hope you ain't trying to stunt. Dying a fiery death. Drenched below the neck. Please hang him out to dry and Kyle Fred on cassette. Brand new VHS, yeah, dub it to death. Bless, throw a hex, cave several chests. Probably dial in the sesh, branch Davidian sec. Said I look like Dave Koresh when I'm caressing the flesh. Think you need a Gatorade, cause your sweat is fluorescent. Leave a message after the beep, yo, I'll be back in a second.
Yo, so along the same lines, man, that fucking same old shit. Like it's never gonna fucking change, and I love the soul samples, bro. Like take the fucking. You should put out a fucking like accompaniment, like or like a fucking instrumental only like deal. Like here's all the fucking shit that was on my albums, because that shit in itself would just be a banger. Like the whole fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Like we could just listen to that all day.
Just the B-sides.
It's not a bad idea.
Double album kind of thing.
Yeah, something like that. Even
That isn't
like
a bad idea, yo.
just to like put that out there would be dope. I mean, obviously you have to get permission with whoever you got fucking using, but it would be cool. I'm one of those types. Like on my Spotify, I got 5 beat tapes right now out on there on Spotify and all the streaming services, and then I got an album called Tri-Town Legacy, which is an album that took like 5 years and a bunch of different MCs to put together, but all on my beats. And then to accompany that, I put out the instrumental version of that album, like Dr. Dre did with the Chronic 2000. Back in the day, put out the instrument. I did the same thing, and it was just something that I had always talked about doing and never did. And I was like, why did I never do that? And then for that one, I did. And so for my EP that's dropping here in October, I'm doing the same thing. So I got a little EP dropping here in October that's got some dope features on it with like Dynamo P and Shane Rise and some other people from Maine, but produced all by me. I actually got a beat from Bizza on there.
Yo, that's my fucking man, bro.
Yeah,
that's
I got
my
a
homie,
beat.
dog.
Got a beat from Bizza. He actually produced the intro but the rest of the beats are mine, and then I got some dope features. I'm looking forward to doing that. And one thing that I'm kind of into now is making music videos. So I'm looking forward to making music videos for some of those fucking songs also when that finally fucking drops. But yeah, man, I mean that's pretty much the show, you know. So if there's any final shout outs you want to drop, now would probably be the best time for that.
Yeah. Just thank y'all for like rocking out with me. Y'all are cool as fuck. Thank y'all for just talking shit with me for 2 hours.
Hell yeah.
Like I said, godisn'tbias.com. Go cop the cassettes. There's like 6 left. I got another album coming out next month. New Jersey is for Lovers, my 3rd one of the year. You know what I'm saying? Stay tuned for that. Lots of craziness on there. I got my homie Pink Naval. He's from out there. He's on there. You know what I'm saying? They are on there. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Got my homie Fatboy Sharif on there. Some more E1 beats. Lots of crazy shit. Stay tuned, y'all.
Hell yeah.
Looking forward.
Yeah, hell yeah. We're gonna be checking that out because, you know, obviously I subbed to you on fucking YouTube too, so whatever else you put out on there, and now that I got your Bandcamp, I'm on there too. But yeah, we got that's pretty much it for this episode of the Prophecy Podcast. I do want to just quickly pull up and see, because I can never remember. With my brain never wants to remember who we got next week for a guest. Let me see. I was like, I'm gonna look at this before the show and remember it by the end, but it didn't work. All right, so next week, fuck yeah, we got Wally Sparks, 617 representative. Dude does all his own music videos. I've seen a bunch of his shit, so check us out next week for Wally Sparks, and make sure you check out godisn'tbias.com for more Freddie Stone and cop some of that.
Appreciate y'all, yo. Appreciate y'all.
All right, so you can hang around after we end the stream, and we'll say proper goodbyes. But to everybody else, peace out. We'll